did you do that? How did you do that?
So in my last episode, I discussed about how you can maneuver yourself around the gym. See, I'm still wearing the same clothes. It's still the same day, just different episode. So after I had my first child, I didn't even bother of trying to lose the weight. I knew I wanted another child. So I didn't want to, I would say, waste my time at the gym knowing that most likely I will, after my pregnancy again, I will gain weight. So I waited after I had my second child to focus on losing the weight. And I didn't do it right away. Everybody saw how big I was. I saw how big I was, but mentally I wasn't ready to do the hard work. I'm the type of person, once I put my mind to it and I decided to do it, I'm gonna do my all to do it, to achieve my goal. My husband saw it. I mean, he didn't really, that's why I love him. He didn't really push me that much. I don't even think he ever mentioned anything about it, but I don't want to get into that, but he never really pushed me into losing the weight or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I was wearing his clothes, okay? After I gave birth, I was wearing his clothes. I wasn't going anywhere major or anything like that. I didn't want to buy a lot of clothes knowing that later on I'm gonna lose the weight. So the point for this episode is, once I decided to lose the weight, this is what I did at the gym. All right. When I signed up, the gym owner made me do a walk around, and he talked to me about he showed me around pretty much, and he made, they had a upstairs area. He told me to go check it out. They have treadmill. Once he said they had treadmill and stuff like that, I told him I don't really need to see it. All I needed was on the main floor already. I knew what I wanted to do. I've worked out before in college, on my free time, after work and all this stuff. You should see the other episode. I discuss all of that. So I have a basic knowledge of using those machines. So I knew that's what I wanted. So they were all in the main floor. So after I signed up, what I did for the first, I would say 5 to 6 months, they had the, I have to draw this, the floor plan so I could explain to you. Once you walk in, there's the check-in place where you swipe up your card or whatever. They had all the leg machine and against the wall. So what I did is that I started with legs every day. Every time I went to the gym, I think I went almost every afternoon. Once my husband come back from work, I went to the gym. So for almost 5 months, that's what I did. The first week, I'll start with the leg machine. I think they had leg extension and some other standing calf raise machine and some tricep machine or something, abs next to the next one, and then across from it, they were all grouped together. They had the leg press machine there, and So I will start with the leg extension. I'll do 3 sets of 10 or whatever I could do. I don't remember the weight. I did as much as I could. 3 sets of 10 minimum rest, and then I went to the next machine. I did 3 sets of 10 of whatever it is, and then the leg press 3 sets of 10 whatever. Then I went to the opposite side. I think they had some cable machines. I could do different things. I didn't start using that. I was focusing on mostly the machines. And then on the other side of it, I'm staring, I'm trying to memorize how it was. They had what is it, some rowing machine there. I didn't start using it. They had a different type of rowing machine where the pad, you put your chest against it and then you do the rowing. And I think I did a video of that later on after I've lost the weight. People were starting asking me questions, and I did a video where the cable rowing machine and the machine row, how you could use it, how they are somewhat similar. So I focus on the machine where I had to put my chest against it. It sort of help you position your body properly to do the row, right? So I did a video of that. I'll look for that link and probably put it in the description. If I don't put it, usually I forget, just put in the description that I didn't put it, or you could search on my channel about something rowing. I don't remember what I call it. So I did all of that, and then they had leg machines on the far back wall. So I did all of the leg machine. I think I did leg extension. Did they have? I think they had seated calf raise. They had the seated calf raise and the one that you lay down. I did all of that, and they had the one for the glutes where you do the kickback. I have a video of that. I remember recording it. And then they have the machine fly. Yeah, the machine fly. And I also did a video of that too, how I use it. So for the first 5 to 6 months, I used all of these machines, 3 sets of 10, all of them. Chest fly also, and reverse fly, that same machine you could do for your back. I did only machine for the first 6 months, and there are times I will do, let's say for 1 week, I'll do 3 sets of 10 where I started with legs and go around the gym, do all the machine. And there are times the following week I will do the reverse. I will start the reverse way. I'll start with the what is it? The fly machine, and then the leg extension. I'll do anything that I did the week prior, I'll do in reverse, and then I'll switch back and forth just to get my body used to different movement, so I don't so my body don't get used to it. This is the way you do it every time you come to the gym. So I will change it, and then little at a time I increase the weight and things like that. I didn't go crazy for the first 6 months. No, I didn't go crazy for I wasn't even eating right for the first 6 months. I was just going to the gym. Meaning, when I say I wasn't eating right, occasionally I watch what I eat. I always do, but you know, I'll indulge in on pizzas more often than not. Once in a while I'll eat more burgers or something like that. So I wasn't really focused too much on the nutrition that much, but I was going to the gym, just doing those things 5 times a week for the first 6 months. And I did not really realize I was losing the weight. It was until I put old clothes, or I put one of my husband's clothes, and it wasn't fit. It wasn't staying on my body. That I had to, you know, tighten the belt a little bit more and things like that. That's when I knew I lost the weight. And then I usually, I think I took a picture, and then I was wearing that jacket. Actually, it's one of my video, my intro. I was standing at Liberty State Park with the family, and I was standing like a freaking mannequin or something like that. This is why I put that picture. It meant something to me. I'll look for that picture and show it to you. When I saw that picture, not only did I lose the weight, the way I saw myself, I looked like I was sick. That's why I put that picture in the intro. I look sick. I lost the weight. I felt good, but in my face, I look sick. that was the point that I decided to change my nutrition. I started eating right. I focus on I read a little bit more about nutrition, what's best for you, what to eat before you work out, what to eat after workout, and things like that. So that picture meant a lot to me, because once I got home, or either I noticed it when I look in the camera and he was showing me the picture, and I look at myself standing like that, and my face looked like I was sick. That's when that same moment I took I saw the picture, I said I have to change my nutrition. I didn't look right. I didn't look healthy. So that's when my nutrition came into play. And then once once that came into mind, like I said, I look at what's best for to build muscle, what's best to from one research lead to other research, right? And I find out that if you eat the carbs, healthy fats, and things like that before you work out, that's your energy source. You have more energy to work out at the gym. At first, I used to think I need supplement, but as I read more and more and more, I find out you don't really need supplement. Supplement is good if you are in a rush, you are a working person, you don't have time to make your own meal. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I take care of my kids. There's only one income coming in the house. There used to be two, even though I was a stay-at-home mom, but that's a different story. I used to do freelance thing, but it's become a major headache for me, so I stopped doing it. Again, like I said, that's a different story. But if you are a person who doesn't have time to sit and cook for yourself, that's when supplement is right for you. But if you have the time to cook your own meal, you buy fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh this, fresh that, you could make those things. You don't need supplement for those to get those source of energy that the supplements are you buying from the stores. So I start preparing myself, cooking for myself, prepare my own meal. And at one point, I used to weigh my food. And that's how I find out that when I eat more than 3 ounces of white rice, I gain a lot. And if I pay more attention to other type of food, I sort of have an idea. But if I really care that much, that to really pinpoint certain things, I could find out what caused me to break out easily just by paying attention to what I eat. So if you do those kind of things, you do those research, there are tons of professionals who are more knowledgeable than me. You could do those research and see what's good for you. It was through those research I was able to see what was best for me. I knew that making my oatmeal cookies, I love oatmeal cookies. So I find a way to make the oatmeal myself. And I find that if I use fruits, fruits that nobody need, bananas, I could get that natural sugar out of those bananas for the oatmeal instead of putting sugar into the oatmeal. So I find ways to modify things that will work for me. So yeah, and another thing, I've mentioned it maybe 1 or 2 videos about orange juice. Now this may not be for everybody, but something had happened to me in the middle of one of my workouts where for some reason I wasn't feeling well. In the middle of my workout, I felt like I was gonna faint or I was gonna throw up. I was fine at the beginning, but in the middle of my workout I was not feeling good. But for some reason my bag had the leftover orange juice from the day before, and I started drinking it the day before. Something tells me, drink the orange juice. It was a godsend. The second I drank that orange juice, I felt like my energy was up. Whatever nauseated feeling I was feeling was no longer there. So from now on, every time I go to the gym, I have a orange juice in my bag. when I don't have the orange juice, I feel like I'm missing something. A lot of time I forget to bring the orange juice, and I'm really pissed when I'm at the gym. So I will drink, I will sip through orange juice and water in between my workout. So that helps me. I don't need supplement. You know, the orange juice helps me. And then after my workout, I will eat my oatmeal cookies. Now, the oatmeal has carb and has things that you need for energy purposes. But when I make it, I want a sweet taste in my mouth, and then when I make it, I put the protein powder in it. So I will eat that after my workout. And one thing that I find out when I eat too much of a oatmeal, it gets me bloated. So it's one of those things that, you know, it helps you one way and it helps you in a negative way as well. But since I'm not competing, I'm not doing anything major where my abdominal will be, you know, will mean a lot. So I eat the oatmeal cookies. I like it, and it makes me feel good. So I just don't overdo it where my stomach will go way out of control. So yeah, the point for this particular this episode is how I did after once I decided to focus on losing the pregnancy weight, is that I just use the machines. I'll do 3 sets of 10 of all the machines in one direction in the order that they have them in the gym, and then the following week I'll do the reverse version of it, and then another week I'll switch and match, still doing 3 sets of whatever. Then once my body get used to a certain weight, I will increase the weight slightly. And one thing that I had in mind before I forget, when when I started lifting, and I told myself I will start lifting things that is almost the same weight as my son. He wasn't that heavy. My oldest at that time was probably, I don't know, 25 or 30 pounds or something like that, if not less. So I said to myself, once I go to the gym, since my body is already used to lifting that specific load, that weight, once I go at the gym, either I lift the same amount of load or slightly higher, but nothing below. That's the one thing I had in mind when I started going to the gym, and I told myself not to lift anything lower than the weight of my son. So I hope that gives you an idea. So if your body is already used to lifting your kids around, maybe 2 or 3, if you have 2 kids at the same time, the total of them, you should be okay at the gym. I think for me, that's the mindset I had when I started going back to the gym. And just keep in mind sometimes is that prior you had kids, or if you used to go to the gym or something like that, don't think after you had, let's say after, all right, let me start all over. If before you had kids, you used to go to the gym, you used to lift really heavy, and then for a certain amount of time you stop going to the gym, and then you start going again, either after birth or you took 2 years off or something, and then you start going back to the gym. Don't think where you used to lift, you're gonna start the same way. It's a learning process again. You have to get your body back to the original, to basic, to get used to it. Usually the muscles remember certain movement. I would say just retrain your body back again, and then it may take you less time to get where you used to be. So just go back to the basics instead of going straight where you left off, because the time frame where you haven't been lifting, the body got the lazy state. It hasn't been lifting for a while, so you don't want to go and shock it and then mess up your body. So it's better to start to the basic and then do progression and move toward to more expert level or things like that. So again, I'm not a professional, I'm not licensed or anything like that. It's just my idea. I'm just sharing with you, and hopefully you find it helpful to you. And remember, always have, don't be afraid to ask someone who works at the gym. They should be able to help you. Alright, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and leave your comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.